time for my Series-A-Thon wrap-up. Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. It is now time for me to go over my Series-A-Thon wrap-up for March. And as you know, I chose the Lisa Jackson's New Orleans series. It was an 8-book series, and I finally got it finished. I did not finish the last 2 books in March like I wanted to, but that's because, you know, my family came to visit, and then I was reading other books in between because Lisa Jackson writes with quite a bit of detail, and you really have to maintain focus in order to retain whatever information you are getting. So anyway, let's get right into this. I finished up Devious, which was book 7. This one was back with the nuns and the priests and all that good stuff. You got Camille, who was a nun, and she ended up being murdered, and her sister Val is the one who's trying to figure out what was going on and what happened and who the culprit is. And yet again, you get to read about a little bit more of Father John, who was in the very first book. These are the questions that I had that weren't answered, and they still weren't answered in book number 7. You still don't know a whole bunch about what happens with Father John. He just makes an appearance. Then the last book of the series was Never Die Alone. This again was one of my favorites. However, I could not give this book 5 stars because Father John is still out there. And he is the serial killer from the very first book. Book 1 and 2, you hear the most about him, and then he's kind of skipped over, and he is just like Bence's nemesis, and he can't seem to get the guy. So this has got 2 mysteries in both of these running. The main mystery, though, is a serial killer, of course, and he is going after twins for their 21st birthday. So when they turn 21, that's when he kills them, and this woman feels like they've got the wrong person. Bence, when he was in California, was working on the 21 killer, and then he came back in this one. And you don't read a whole lot about the 21 killer, I don't think, in the other book, if I can remember correctly. But this is the forefront of the story, is the 21 killer, the serial killer, killing twins that are 21 years old, or just turned 21 years old. This was, like I said, one of my favorites along with Malice, but I only rated it 4 stars because Father John is still out there in the open. Nothing is fixed or solved. I don't know. It's been, you know, you'd think after 8 books and 7 years, because this came out in 2015, you'd think that something would be resolved with Father John, and it still hasn't been. And it's a little annoying to me, and I love Lisa Jackson. I love her writing, but that's just super annoying to me that you still don't have any answers on Father John. So that's spoiler alert for you guys, anybody who wants to read this series, but I just had to put it out there because it's annoying. Super. So that was the New Orleans series by Lisa Jackson. I'm glad that I finished it up. That was 8 books that I got read, and I don't think I'll be able to find all of these in hardback, so I'll probably have to hang on to these mass markets. I know last time I was at my used bookstore, I did find like 3 of them in hardback, so I could probably go back and get those. But I know on like Amazon, the hardbacks are ridiculously priced right now on these older series. So, but anyway, hopefully, I know this one you can get in like the bigger paperback, the regular paperback, the large one, because my sister got it. But yeah, so hopefully I can maybe get those replaced. If not, then I'll have to just suck it up and keep the mass markets on that. But that is my Series-A-Thon for March. This month now, in April, I am just reading off my TBR shelf. Then when April comes, I will start my Throne of Glass series. Another 8-book series if you count that novella. But I'm going to get through it. like I said before, I did read Throne of Glass years ago, and I loved that book. I just didn't go forward in it. So I hope I don't get burnt out on it. I feel like there's going to be a lot of reading books in between on that one, maybe after like the first or second book, because I find that I do get burnt out on a genre, and I just need to, mix it up a little bit. So I got my Kindle. I can choose books from that and hopefully get through that series without too many problems, because I know there's some huge books in that series and another 8-book series. I need to get to like some trilogies instead of these big long ones. But anyway, that was my Series-A-Thon for March. So come May, I will start the Throne of Glass one, and it's probably going to run into my summer Series-A-Thon, but we'll see what happens with that. But thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.